Junkies!
It's time to talk about the slap heard round the world. I think we can all safely say what nobody here watching that damn Oscars ceremony. I sure as hell wasn't. I don't like award shows. I haven't liked award shows really ever. Except for the MTV Movie Awards, but that was when I was a teenager and I was kind of into that kind of stuff.
Right.
But even as I grow up, the award shows are really stiff. They're boring. The comedians mostly tell really bad jokes. And speaking of bad jokes, Chris Rock got up on stage to present the Best Documentary Award. Take a listen at what happened, even if you haven't seen it before.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Yep.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
I love how smooth he was when he was walking back off the stage, by the way. He was real smooth walking back off the stage.
Out your fucking mouth.
Wow.
And that's when shit got real.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Lupita's face says everything. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but again, and that's pretty much the end of that. Looking back at that, I don't care what Chris Rock said. I don't care what condition she has.
Yep.
I don't even care. It's like, look, you have alopecia. Mm-hmm. A lot of women have alopecia.
True.
A lot of men get alopecia.
True.
It was not a joke that disparaged her condition. It was a joke that said, you look like G.I. Jane, which she did.
Yeah, you can star in the next movie.
Exactly. Will was laughing at the joke. We clearly saw he was laughing at the joke because it wasn't leftover laughter from the Javier Bardem comment. Yeah. He laughed after Chris said that. And then he looked over and saw Jada and was like, oh, damn.
She's
I guess I better stop laughing. Mm-hmm. I don't care how much you're defending your wife's honor or whatever however you want to spin it. That was stupid to get up on stage and smack that man. You have his number. I guarantee you have his number.
Shit, you could cut him right after the awards was over.
Right.
Man, that was not the place for that.
Right. Call him, hey, I didn't appreciate that. Don't do that. That wasn't cool. Whatever. But you made yourself look like a fool getting up to slap this man over a joke that clearly was not the most harmful joke in the world. It's not like he called her out for any of the stuff that she's put him through over the past couple years anyway.
100.
So for him to get up and do that made himself look really stupid. Two, I hate when things like this become the burden that all black men must carry. But damn it, you made this whole thing of we can't have black people come to anything because they act a fool.
Yep.
That clearly is the thing. That's why Denzel pulled his coat like, look, man, fix that shit. I guarantee you he told him to fix it, and that's why he cleaned it up in his acceptance speech.
Yep.
Because it's like, that's just dumb.
Yep.
It's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's not the fucking Sorcerer Awards, man. Like, come the
It's not the fucking Source Awards.
No.
I mean, that is a quotable statement right there. The Oscars is not the fucking Source Awards. Because we know some shit that's really gone down in the Source Awards that has been completely embarrassing. Please finish your take.
It's not the time, man. I'd assume that he was better than that. Like, seriously. And I understand it. I don't agree with it at all. I mean, even if you're going to smack him, you smack him backstage. You don't get up on a freaking – that's the whole world saw that.
Right.
It's not freaking like back in the day where the Oscars weren't on TV because, back before just everybody saw that shit.
Right.
All right. Fallen, before you give your take, and I know you got a really good one, I want to read what Preem said in the chat. He said, in Will's book, he talked about feeling like a coward due to never standing up and defending his mother from his father's abuse. This is remnants of that childhood trauma. Not excusing it, but rather trying to help explain it.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, I think it definitely stems from that, because one of the things that I did, because I almost was going to have a hot take about it, but I realized how not reliable hot takes are. So that's why I sat on it for like 24 hours.
Wise decision.
But it's definitely a situation where it's less about the joke and more about that man's mental state. And I've observing the things that's been happening is that Will is somebody that has time and time again have fallen on his own sword for the sake of his family. And it's starting to show that this man is something wrong with him. He's not happy. Mm-hmm. He is absolutely not happy, because it's like, again, 3 weeks ago, and it might have been the Critics' Choice Awards or whatever, they laughed off an entanglement joke in the middle of an interview. Mm-hmm. Both of them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, because, like, look, folks can say this like, hey, they said it was no infidelity or whatever. Look, that's all well and good. But anytime someone mentions entanglement, you know what it means. And every time he has to hear that, that's pretty much translation like, hey, remember that time when your wife admitted that she slept with someone when you guys were separated? Like, no one wants to be reminded of that. Like, it's been 3 years and people are still mentioning it.
They'll be mentioning it 10 years from now, honestly.
Right.
They will.
But at a point where it's like, again, I understand that Jada probably, Jada might be self-conscious about having alopecia. That's fine. That's absolutely understandable. But a hairstyle joke is where you get unhinged.
Like, and it wasn't even her. It was her husband.
Oh, no. It was her.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say this.
Go ahead.
She's the one that runs that relationship.
Oh, no question. No question.
Because
no question.
We've all seen the footage of the entanglement thing, entanglement with August, whatever the hell his name is. If you look at Will, that was a man that was broken by that revelation.
Yeah.
Because whether your relationship is open or not, if you have an open relationship, yes, you can, fine. Y'all both agree to sleep around, do whatever, whatever. He did not know to the extent that happened, because that was somebody
deep.
that was brought into his home to help this person. So it's like, no, dude, that had been brewing under the surface for a while, and for him to let that loose on Chris Rock just shows that it's like that's weakness in my eyes. It's like, dude, man, handle your family business
behind closed doors.
Smacked anybody else that had been up.
Oh, heck no, absolutely not.
Yeah, so I want to ask you guys a couple questions. Well, I think the first most pertinent question piggybacks off of what GQ just said. What could this mean for Will Smith's career / reputation?
I think it was either Drizzt or Cassidius that said it. That he was asked to leave, and he refused to leave.
Yes,
and I read it today before I came in. The Academy is considering like expelling him from the Academy.
Yeah,
and you know what that means? You about to start doing direct-to-DVD stuff from your own production house, man. That was not worth it.
Do you
really
think
starting to show? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you think if he was to be expelled from the Academy, would that be too harsh of a sentence?
No. You assaulted a person at a ceremony over a joke. And Chris Rock gets all the props in the world for not retaliating.
Yes.
Because Chris is retaliated verbally. That probably hurt.
Right.
Worse.
Chris is still from the streets, just like Will is, from the streets, supposedly.
He's from New York.
Right. He is super, because he knows how important it is for him to keep his composure. Because if the fight would have broke out, I guarantee you, we would never see another black host in our lifetime.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
Never again would a black person host that show. So Chris knew how important it was to
just
maintain.
Yeah. He's stronger than me.
Patience of Job, as they say.
He's stronger than me, because let some dude, I don't care if it's national TV or not, You come up there and swing on me like that.
But the thing
I'm
is,
losing my
like
cool.
I said, in that moment,
Yeah.
that's why, like I said, I'm so glad Denzel was there because
Yeah.
Denzel's that elder statesman in Hollywood anyway.
Yes.
I guarantee you, I really, truly believe Denzel knew that Will was going to win that night.
Yep.
In my
100.
heart, I believe he knew before it was even announced.
100.
You about to win an award. Clean that up.
Yeah. 100.
Because, dude, like...
Okay. Now we've also have had some reactions from Hollywood proper. A lot of people saying they've been traumatized. Wanda Sykes still traumatized. Amy Schumer saying it. Jim Carrey said he was absolutely appalled by the Academy Awards crowd reaction to Will Smith winning the award and basically standing ovation, cheering for him and stuff like that. I mean, we know Hollywood is different, but what do you think of that, Dido? Them doing that and just acting weird.
Well, they try to see the thing about, as we all know, Hollywood is the show must go on. That's the worst part about it, is because they couldn't stop and take a step back and address exactly what happened. The show had to still go on.
Yeah,
and that's the main thing. Nobody said anything or did anything out of the ordinary there because it would have been them stepping away from from the situation, and that's why everybody said what they had to say afterwards, and that's how it should have been.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
Afterwards, it's not like you just don't do that. I mean, I learned that crap as a child because I have done that. Somebody said something cross, and I just popped them in the face, and it's never good to do something like that. Period. It's just you
somebody feel out of control and all that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
I mean, I can understand 100% of the feeling like you just. And then it turns off. But, as you get older, as you become a little bit more mature, it's supposed to mellow out.
So it absolutely shows a sign of emotional instability.
Yeah, he was the one on the playground.
So you being married, your wife, the producer, is sitting right over there.
Yeah.
Would you have laughed off a joke made at your wife's expense that made her feel humiliated?
Do you not remember when she shaved her head bald? People were making fun of her head. I'm just like...
No, I mean like literally to her face, like right in front of her.
Yeah.
You would laugh it off?
They would have to say some crash ass shit. Because I remember this one dude that I don't really know his name, but he was acting way too friendly with her, and I told him, "Look, you can be back the fuck off. Like that's my wife." And he backed the fuck off, just disappeared, gone. And I'm like, "You goddamn right."
Right.
So that's what happened, huh?
I love how she is like, oh, so that's what happened to that guy. After we left his side, he just all of a sudden just
but the
disappeared.
thing is, he did it with his words,
body
though.
somewhere.
Words and body language.
Yeah, and that's it. And there was other situations where I swear to goodness, I was in a public area, and somebody was doing something that I did not approve of, and I walked out of the building, and I said, you know what? I personally, it's been many times when I do slap my wife's ass when we were at a party. I was about ready to kill somebody, and I was just like, I'm not trying to go to jail.
You held it in.
And at all. So there's been many times something like that happened. I could have popped off, but I think about it, and is it really worth me putting myself in a bad situation? Because I would have just made it worse. I literally would have just made it worse.
Right.
So I'll say this. And Fallen, I'm going to turn it over to you real quick before we move on.
Okay.
A lot of people have made a lot of bones about, and the social media just exploded with this whole thing. And there are a lot of varying opinions. Some applauded Will, a lot of them being black women, because black women have felt vilified, persecuted, and put upon even by their own black men. It's accusing black men of not standing up for them, not supporting them, and basically some of the black men even just beating down on them. Some of them applauded Will standing up on national TV and basically going after somebody that basically insulted and humiliated them. Some of them loved it. Other black people hated it. Universally, white people seem to have just vilified this guy, which is fine. I get it. Other people have said, well, what if The Rock was on stage and, had made that. So first of all, I've got two things to say about that. First of all, damn sure Will probably wouldn't have got up there if The Rock was up there. But second of all, Chris Rock went off script. That was not in the script. He ad-libbed all of that.
He's supposed to.
Wait. And I also say that to say, The Rock wouldn't have made that joke.
if it was written, and I heard that Amy Schumer actually wrote the joke.
Well, I don't know. I don't think The Rock would have made that joke. I don't think The Rock would have made that joke. But that's just me. That's just me. Fallen, what do you say to the people that have these varying opinions of supporting Will, but also at the same time hating him?
Hey, Guy
For
Jordan,
one-
13 months in a row. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Guy Jordan. Well, to piggyback on that, the thing is that like one of the things that a lot of folks are missing is that you got to understand the precedent that's being set for the most part, because once again, you cannot like Chris Rock, you cannot not like the joke or whatever. That's fine. And the thing is that like if Will at least showed enough restraint to check the man when the broadcast was off and whatnot or whatever, then that, it's always a way to handle everything regardless. Honestly, I really feel like at worst, he probably just won't be eligible for a nomination next year. Like that's kind of what I think is going to end up happening. But I think when it all comes down to it, it's just bad optics all the way around. It's all the way bad optics because for one, a lot of people that looked up to Will, many of them are disappointed, and like myself, and it's just a thing to where it's like, dude, you really are gonna have to be able to get your stuff in order and get your mental stability in check because you're obviously and you're not there. Like you're not there, and that night showed it. It absolutely showed it. And the thing is that like with again with social media, one of the worst things about it is that like you'll have people going out of their way to defend, like either whether you're against or whatever. Like I'm mostly seeing it from the defenders, but a lot of defenders are going out of their way to justify Will. As so far to start comparing it to the John Wayne incident over 50 years ago. And it's like, I'm like, okay, guys, it's okay to be disappointed with the man because it just wasn't a good look. You don't have to compare him to a worser individual from way back when about something. Because first of all, it's not even remotely the same thing. And yes, Hollywood is weird. That's fine. But, and then of course you got other people that's, now they're going after other celebrities that don't condone it by pulling up receipts on them to justify the behavior. It's just like, dude,
yeah,
it's just going to keep going on around and around. Like if y'all want to keep this up, that's on y'all. That's on y'all. Cause I'm personally, I'm tired of human beings at this point. That's why I'm at.
GQ, what are you going to say before we wrap this up?
Well, I mean, Chris Rock has a show in Boston tonight.
Is it tonight?
Yeah, I believe so. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they are ramping up security and keeping out everybody from West Philly. So they are
Just blanket. Nobody from West Philly
Nobody
allowed.
from West Philly is allowed at
Right.
the show tonight. So
okay. As a byproduct of this whole thing, so spinning out of that, because Cidius did say, what's going to happen, or no, Driss is saying what stops other people from attacking comedians on stage or even shooting comedians?
Exactly.
It's amazing that hasn't happened before.
No, it has happened.
Okay,
it's just
but
not something you hear about too often.
That's true. But now I've heard that comedy clubs around the country are reviewing their security protocols to make sure that no shit like that can happen right up there at that club. Because you know how some of them comedians go at people and they are merciless. Do not sit in the front row.
Again,
you gonna get
it. You know what you are signing up for when you go to a comedy show. Comedians, once they run out of their regular own material that they wrote for that night,
they
go
you.
into the crowd.
That's
because
right.
that's easy pickings.
Yep.
So, and again, Chris Rock it's not like Chris Rock is a new comedian. We know what he does.
Yep.
Will knows what he does. Jada knows what he does. Everybody in that damn audience knows what he does. So for him to overreact like that, that's just a bad look, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's 53.
Yep.
Like, grow up.
So last thing I'm gonna say about this, silver lining for Chris Rock, because he is winning all around.
Absolutely.
His tour that he's supposed to have, the tickets have gone from $700 to $1,000, and them boys is selling.
Still want to know what he's gonna say.
Selling.
He's not even
This
gonna talk about
is
it.
Netflix special type content level opportunity right here.
700 is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's
It
supposed
is
to be-
crazy, man.
His tickets
He has
start.
like a big, he has a big show with Kevin Hart coming up, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, they have a tour together. What were you about to say,
Yeah.
producer? You said something about ticket start at something.
Before all this, his tickets start at $40.
I'll say yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you about to
wild.
make bank. Thanks, Will.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that's
you
right.
for-
Exactly. Thanks for that slap. You just made me
Yep.
some couple $1 million.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that clip. Make sure you check out our live content on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Culture Junkies. We also have a lot of content available on YouTube, unboxings as well as Blu-ray reviews. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Culture Junkies. And on top of all of that, if you go to culturejunkies.net, you can check out our merch store. The link is culturejunkies.net/merch. There's a lot of great merchandise there. So there's links and logos and stuff all around me. So check those out, and we will see you next time.
Culture Junkies!